Hey everybody, this is Elise Swift, just going over reading assignment number 7, video quiz. This is our last one, so I just want to say it's great taking class with you all. Look forward to see you on the future semesters and congratulate to those that will be graduating. So I'll go ahead and get started. So our primary concepts this week were the disposable worker and globalization. So for question number 1, what did you learn about this concept that you did not know? Personally, for me, I've always looked at it from a sociological perspective, but I never really considered the communication outcomes that would benefit or suffer from globalization in the workplace. I realized that there are pros and cons to it, and the more and more that we go into globalization and it becomes bigger with our modern economy and everything, it's not always going to be the amazing unified experience, and it's not always going to be something that is negative either. I think it's something that causes within the organizational background that determines if it's going to be a successful or non successful working environment. Overall, I think some organizations will benefit from it than others. And then once again, that just kind of determines on that atmosphere and culture within the organization that it has or that it wants to carry. I think for some organizations, employees are disposable, and I feel this. I see it more in manufacturing and hard labor positions, but then again, I have to think again that you can see it in call centers and sometimes in retail that they kind of have a high turnover rate, and the expectation is that those people are not as valuable as they should be seen within their company. So the training and the resources that are there that should be able to help with kind of dealing with the effects of globalization are not there because some organizations just simply don't value their employees enough to invest that into their companies or into their people. Another thing is that I just feel like they kind of look at their employees maybe just for sheer output or production. So, going through cultural training and, sensitivity training or any of that just is not important because that person they may not see as being there that long or there's not really longevity in that field or anything. So, the overall thing that I feel like I learned that I did not know was just kind of applying all of this to organizational communications, as I did not think about how it can really deeply affect workplace communications or how it can just really overall just affect an organization and how it functions internally. So kind of going into question 2, discuss the importance of globalization as it relates, to communications in organizations. I feel like globalization for many organizations are key to its success and its survival. As the lecturer stated, we're now a global village, so our resources and economies are shared. Everything is not kind of the same anymore. It's beginning to change, and companies have to become more versatile to deal with those changes. I feel like when you're throwing in things like language differences and cultural differences, there's just a whirlwind of things going on that has an effect on the organizations, and that it's really up to the companies to put in, training measures or just to put in the effort that will kind of combat the issues that may arise just from people being different, just working in the same atmosphere because ultimately all of this can cause miscommunications from just lack of understanding each other or lack of understanding what's going on in the organization overall. It's just a lot of things going in different directions. Companies are not just ran out of one city anymore, or even really one state or country. You could have a American corporation that has headquarters in 2 different cities or 4 different countries. So each one of those entities are going to run differently. Each one of those companies or each one of those branches are going to have their own culture, their own atmosphere. But overall, they're still expected to be under that same umbrella that the company is overall globally. So it's really difficult to try to unify all of that together. And sometimes I think for some companies it may be best just to focus solely on what works for them, for their department, or what works for them in their particular branch of the company or organization. So the last question number 3, is does globalization have an impact on your career goals? Be specific and give examples of how long it takes or does not impact your chosen career path. Okay, so I feel like that it can help or hurt me. Honestly, it depends on the company, which in my case would be an institution. I hope to have a career in higher education. I'm still figuring out that part exactly where I want to go from here. Right now, I'm kind of in an advisory role. But in American society in general, I come from 2 marginalized populations, one being an African American and then 2 being a female. So some organizations and not really institutions per se, but some departments may not be as welcome in open arms about me being a female or even being African American. And there are laws and things that are, put in place that protect diversity or promote it, like EEOC and all of that. But at the same time, if there weren't an issue, that you wouldn't need to have the laws and all that written in the first place. So I feel like globalization, it does have its benefits, but it does have its cons as well, mainly because it just brings change. And for a lot of people, change is hard. It's just hard doing something different that you've done before. It's hard adjusting to different type of people and what they may bring to the table or what may be different from them and how your upbringings are different. And it can be hard kind of navigating that. But a part of that challenge is just getting to really know each other. And a part of that challenge also will help with understanding each other to better communicate, which will overall help work output, which will end up helping really everybody. It just takes a personal change with yourself to change your mindset sometimes, or personal change overall with a company, with maybe its leadership or any of that may change to fix some of the issues that may cause barriers and all of that. So with that being said, that's pretty much my reading assignment number 7. I'm sorry I'm not the best video person, but I hope you all enjoyed it. And I definitely, like I said, had a great time taking class with you all. Hope to see you all in the future. And you have a good night. All right, bye.